others might be is who?
DBs make the world go round. Just find those guys on the football field, and they're going to win games for you. Caleb Downs out of Ohio State. He's a guy that early on we saw him in the top 5 mock drafts. Lately, you've seen him more in that 10 to 15 range. To me, he's a guy, very smart player, can do a lot for your defense, can be at the deep part of the field, can move up and do some things closer to the line of scrimmage as well. A terrific football player that's going to make plays.
He is an excellent football player, but Kevin Clark, safeties just do not go that high in the draft historically. Can you see him going in the top 10 of this year's draft?
Yes, absolutely, because there's a bunch of coaches who understand what the safety position can give you. John Harbaugh being one of them from that Baltimore situation. I actually had Ryan Day on my show a couple weeks ago, and he said that Caleb Downs is the best high school player he's ever seen in his entire life. He was winning games single-handedly. Said he could have played running back in college, maybe in the NFL, if he wanted to. He's that special of an athlete. Give me Caleb Downs early.
All right, Kevin, I'm going to go right back to you. The most fascinating team in the first round with multiple first-round picks is whom?
It's the Dallas Cowboys. They're the only team, I think, of this group that is legitimately one player away from real deal contention. At 12, if you get aforementioned Caleb Downs or a Ruben Bain, instant culture changer on defense. I think Ruben Bain, when you look at the big games he dominated in, we're seeing one right there against Ohio State, right there against Texas A&M. He is so good. His motor is so high. I don't care about arm length, okay?
I do.
The only thing I'm looking at is me when I'm putting on this suit. That's the only time I look at measurables. I do not care. Give me Ruben Bain.
Noted Miami.
I was going to say Kevin Clark would think.
Things might be a little bit. Okay, fine. That's all right. Ruben Bain is a great player. Ben,
thank you.
Talk about the Cowboys. Do you agree that they could actually be a contender if they nail this first?
Maybe if they draft 2 more Hurricanes on top of Ruben Bain. You get 3 in the building.
Scott,
That's the culture
and
change we're looking for. Dallas's defense last year had multiple needs, right? And so we say, okay, introduce a Ruben Bain, we're solving the problem. To me, I look at linebacker, right, where they had departures. They've only got 2 guys right now with any sort of experience on the roster. I look at corner, where they had Kobe Durant, right, to be that third corner, but the Rams had issues with him last year as the third corner. They're still really thin there defensively, and so go get Ruben Bain. I love Ruben Bain. I agree with you. Don't worry about the arms. Then go get Keontae Scott. Legitimately would be a good fit. Continue loading up on those Hurricanes, and then the Cowboys will be over that hill.
J-Mac.
I love the fact that he mentioned the Cowboys because Jerry Jones is involved. What is he going to do with those 2 first-round picks? Is it going to be somebody that you say scratch, somebody like the guys that you're mentioning, or Ruben Bain and all those guys? Is he going completely outside the box? I look at some of the picks they've been. They went and got Rashawn Gary on the outside. They went and got Jalen Thompson at safety coming over from Arizona. So they've been able to get a few guys. If that number 12 pick hits, you don't need everybody to be a Pro Bowler in their rookie year. Throughout the course of the draft, if you can find another starter or 2 on that defensive side of the ball, whether it is in the mid-rounds or not, now you're talking about bringing in another cornerback that can start on the outside. Now you can move Deron Bland on the inside. So those are some of the things, to me, that can go a long way. And, yes, get the ball back to Dak Prescott. Get a defense that just comes up with turnovers, and they're going to be a contender.
NFC East is fascinating. Obviously, the Commanders took a step back. The Eagles didn't look like they did the year before, and the Giants are a question.
We are less than 2 weeks away from the NFL Draft. ESPN's Peter Schrager released his mock draft on Tuesday morning. He does 2 of these, one the week of the draft, one this week. So no surprise, Fernando Mented to go number 1 overall to the Raiders. He also has the Titans selecting running back Jeremiah Love at number 4 overall, and the Cowboys taking safety Caleb Downs at number 12. So Christian Parker gets a star defensive player, first year defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. Kevin, as we look at the intriguing questions around the draft, obviously there's a lot of buzz this time of year. What is the most intriguing one you're following?
From a team building standpoint, it's Dallas Cowboys. Here's why. They've got 2 picks, 12 and 20. And when I look at teams that can be one player away, one difference maker away from actual contention, from division championships, the Cowboys are at the top of my list. If they hit on a Ruben Bain at 12, who's been mocked there in a couple of ESPN, Field Yates, Matt Miller, Mel Kiper type of mock drafts over the last month, if they hit on a Caleb Downs, if one of those guys falls to them either because of positional value with Downs or because of the arm length with Bain, I run to the podium to take either of those guys because they need front 7 and they need secondary. Either of those guys changes the culture immediately. The draft picks for Jerry Jones are never a problem. It's what happens after the draft picks. Now, I know in 2009 they drafted a DB named Stephen Hodge before Jason McCourty. Massive mistake. But typically, they're able to nail these draft picks, okay? And I think they're going to understand Ruben Bain and Caleb Downs, 2 guys who dominated in big games, who played a lot of high-level football. Those are plug-and-play year-one guys. The Cowboys are not far off, guys. We know how high the floor is on that offense. They only need to get to average on defense to win that division. Give me Bain, give me Downs, give me real deal Cowboys contention in 2026.
The Cowboys, amongst all other 31 other teams, made a mistake not drafting me higher up, but that's another story for another day.
How could you?
Can I play devil's advocate? And you're talking about the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
They've made some moves, Rashawn Gary, Jalen Thompson in the secondary on the defensive side of the ball. You're of the belief that 2 rookies can come in and completely change everything for that defense, where they were bottom of the barrel last year, couldn't figure out enough with an offense with Dak Prescott that was unbelievable at the top of the league. So now you're going to say just 2 rookies. They come in from day one, and those are the guys setting the culture, making a huge difference, that now we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys playing in the Super Bowl. That much belief in a Ruben Bain and a Caleb Downs?
Yes. You only need to get to average. I'm not saying Bain or Downs or whatever combination of that, and then when you get another guy at 20, maybe you get a corner at 20, okay? So let's take one of those guys in a corner, and then you're talking about just getting to 15, 14, 13, something like that. They don't need to be top 5. They don't need to be top 5. They're going to score so many points. They have a new DC, as you mentioned, in Christian Parker. You just need to be mediocre. I wake up every day and say, just be mediocre. And look at me. I'm thriving. And so I just think there's something very tangible about both Bain and Downs. And first of all, Downs, I had Ryan Day on my show last week. He said that Caleb Downs may have been the best high school player he's ever seen in his entire life. He could play running back, Day said, in college or in the pros. That's how athletic he is. That's how good he is in space. So yes, day one, he can play in the NFL and make a difference. Bain, his motor, his run defense, the ability for him to get to the quarterback, the fact that he plays so smart. And I think a lot of times when you play defense, so you'll get this, but a lot of times we don't talk about clutch pass rushers enough. He knows how to set up a move in the second quarter to get to winning time in the fourth quarter and get to the quarterback. That's going to translate in the NFL.
You keep mentioning Ruben Bain, and in Peter Schrager's mock draft at 20, which is their pick that they have for Green Bay, he has them taking Akeem Mesidor, so another Miami guy.
Who's 25 years old. Again, another day one ready to play type of guy.
And that's where I want to go with this, Jason, because not too long ago, I remember that this Cowboys team was interested in Max Crosby before he was traded to the Raiders. They obviously don't get their star pass rusher then, but is Mesidor a day one impact, like change the complexion of that defensive front guy from your mind?
I think it's a combination, because now when you get a guy like Akeem Mesidor and you have a guy like Rashawn Gary on the other side, now you're implementing a rookie and a veteran both there to be able to impact, get after the quarterback. But also I think the biggest part is being able to stop the run along with that, having an edge setter on the outside like a guy like Mesidor that can do those style of things, because for the Dallas Cowboys and Christian Parker, you're implementing a new defense, and you want